Hey everybody, welcome to Live Coding with Jesse. I'm Jesse, and with me is Gemma.
Hi, I'm drinking Gatorade.
And
my microphone.
Ambrose
Gatorade.
in the background, and Cordelia. You want to say hi, Cordelia?
Hi.
Cordelia. Alright, so anyway, my kids are all here. Well, not all of them. There's another one upstairs. I have 4. But today we're going to continue to work on this Expo React Native app. So right now we're running it as a web app. So Evan Bacon's in the channel, who works at Expo and does some awesome stuff with Expo Web. We are going to see some Expo Web stuff. Let me bring this up on the screen. Let's see where it went. Live stream. There we go. My computer went into sleep mode, and so all my screens got rearranged. So I had it all set up, and then I lost it.
Your computer was in Daddy
there we go.
Mode,
all right, so this is the app running. Actually, it's not really running. It's just whatever's left over from what we ran last evening. What are you holding up, Amber? You make a sign?
And I'm holding up.
Hey, well, this is not a Gatorade commercial. Come on.
It is. Yeah. Good job, Gatorade.
All right, so anyway, I'm running React Native with Expo. And let's see if the chat, something's up with my chat. If somebody try to type something in the chat, because I think my chat got disconnected. And I'll see if I can see it, because right now I am not able to see the messages in the chat. I could try to open it in a new window. Oh, okay. I opened my chat in a new window, and now I can see the messages. So hopefully this will work. Okay, yeah. So I think I lost some of the first messages. So if you ask me something right off the bat, then I probably can't see it anymore, but I can see the chat now. So, hey everybody. It was really weird. There were only like 3 messages in the chat, and that's very uncommon.
It's very uncommon.
So I just lost the first few messages or whatever. So sorry about that. But anyway, I built this built the app with Expo, which is a tool that helps you build with React Native. So I'm using Yarn, so I just typed in Yarn start, and now once Expo runs and does its thing, if I hit W, it'll open up the Expo app in a web browser. So you can see here, I have it in the web browser. I can refresh. It's running here, which is pretty sweet, and it actually makes it way easier. Cordelia, don't hit that button. You can't sit with me, all right? No hitting buttons.
I'll sit with you.
So it's actually really awesome. I kind of prefer working like this. Unless there's something I really need to test on a mobile phone, I prefer to do most of the development with the web version of Expo, which is using React Native Web. It's just so much easier to be able to do all your debugging with like in a web app, right? The feedback loop is tighter, right? So there's less time. There's a little bit of lag if you're developing like on a mobile device connected to your computer between when you make a change and when it actually updates on the device. I find like I just have way less issues doing it like this. I do have to frequently kind of keep the mobile version open though, just to make sure I haven't messed anything up, but it definitely helps me develop faster. I've used this professionally and on side projects like I'm doing here, so definitely I like that aspect of it. And let's see, trying to get there we go. I want to get my chat all situated with the stream data on my other screen here. Okay, cool. So this is the third stream that we've done with this particular app. Real quick, I'm going to go over the goal of this app. We are trying to take data from a brain-computer interface, which I'll put on in just a minute and I'll show you. But there's a company called Neurosity that makes a brain-computer interface that's called the Notion. It reads your brain waves, and then it has an interface, a JavaScript interface that you can use to get that data into your app. So that's what we're going to do. And for this particular app, for phase 1 of the app, all I want to do is measure my level of focus and then display a warning whenever my focus is dropped too low, just to kind of remind me to stay focused. What are you putting in your mouth, Cordelia? What is that?
It's a card.
A gift card? All right, that's fine.
And I'm in the background pretending to sing with your microphone that you gave me.
So that's the goal. Now, in this particular stream, what we want to do is we pretty much did most of the work we needed to persist user data from one session to another. And we want to we want to just finish that. We're almost finished. We had kind of a little bug with it at the end. So I want to finish that and then actually put in our threshold for the focus. So like we're gonna figure out like at what level of focus should we show a warning, and what should that warning be. And it's probably gonna be a different warning on the web as opposed to on mobile. Hey kids, you can't all sit on my lap, so why don't you go play? That's for camera.
One day.
Oh yeah, don't press those buttons. It links up to my phone via Bluetooth, but if you're gonna be down there, you can't interrupt me, okay? So, all right, let's see. So, here's how we're gonna do this in the stream. I'm gonna start a timer, a Pomodoro timer. It's gonna go for 25 minutes. During that time, that 25 minutes, I'm not really gonna look at the chat too much. I'm gonna try to focus on coding and explaining what I'm coding. And then after the timer goes up, I'm going to take a break. I'm going to go to the chat, and I'm going to answer all your questions. I want to try to keep this stream to just about an hour long, and because I want to try to get the kids to bed. Help get the kids to bed. So,
can I say something?
You want to say something? Gemma would like to say something.
Try not to get the coronavirus.
Yeah, that's very good. Yeah, Gemma doesn't want anyone to get the coronavirus, so be safe.
Then you go like this.
All right. You want to say something too?
Yeah.
All right, everybody gets to say one thing, and then you got to let me code, all right? Amber?
Everybody, please don't die, or else.
What?
Don't die, or else.
Don't die?
Kill
All right.
you?
Gemma says don't get the coronavirus. Amber says don't die. Cordelia, would you like to say anything?
I think that just broke. I can do twirls all by myself.
Oh, she can do twirls all by herself.
I can almost
All right, cool.
It's easy.
All right, now you all had your chance to say something. Now you got to be quiet and let me do the coding, okay? All the people want to see the coding part, okay?
But I'm entertaining her than coding. Coding is a boring old thingy.
Well, Gemma, when you get older, you can have a YouTube channel too, all right?
Stay alive, just do it.
All right, and actually, so Gemma has been working on FreeCodeCamp lessons to learn how to code, and Ambrose has been working on coding too.
And I've been working on kindergarten math. Yeah.
Kindergarten math? Yeah, he's working. I told him he had to learn how to read and he had to learn his math. All right.
Okay.
So see you later. Thanks for being on the show.
Bye.
I'll see you in about an hour. Be good.
Can I have this?
Okay.
Yay.
All right. So anyway, I hope y'all are all right with that. That's how it is when you work with kids. I don't really have an office. I'm just in my basement, so the kids can just come down whenever. So let's get started. I'm going to start my timer. I'm make sure it's actually working. On yesterday's show, I started a timer and then somehow I stopped it, and so it looks like it's running successfully this time. All right, cool. Let me make this bigger. I'll make sure everybody can see. All right, I'm gonna make this as small as I can, and I'm gonna get rid of these files on the side. I did put this on GitHub, so if you check the description for this video, there's a link to the GitHub repo, so you can see all this code. And I guess it's not going to be that useful to you unless you have a Notion headset, but you can at least check out, see what we're doing, get a kind of a closer look at the code. But what we want to do is the next step, I guess we want to do is, like, the user can put in their ID, email, and password, and that links them up to the brain-computer interface, and it gets us data. But as soon as we refresh the page, they lose their subscription to the device. As soon as you put the ID in, we can get it again. But what I want to do is save the ID in local storage so that they don't even have to put the ID in again. It'll just check local storage. Okay, so we already have the code for that in here. So we have this this get item for, and we're going to get the device ID, right? But the problem is the part where we actually save is not working right now. So we want to figure out where we can make this save. So the reason it's not working is I think that this function is actually running first, and we're going to test that. Let's test that because I don't think we really have. I'm just going to do a console log here and just console log some nonsense just to see if that is in fact what's happening. And let's inspect. We'll bring up the console. And I want to see if that's really the issue that's happening here, because I'm not convinced that it is. And let me get my data. Yep, this is it. Let me turn my device on. So this is the Neurosity Notion headset. If you want to know more about this headset and how it works, you can go to, you can check out a video I did on my YouTube channel. The link to my YouTube channel is in the description below. I talk a lot more about what this headset can do and give you a demo. So, all right, that's going to start up. It's just going to take a few seconds to start, and then we should be able to connect. In the meantime, let me type in our data. Okay, so this is actually running every time something changes, which is what I thought it was happening. So what's going to happen now is if I put a password in, this is going to run, and I believe it's going to try to log us in. So what I'm going to do is, let's just remove password from here so this doesn't run when a password is entered. It's going to erase my stuff, but I'll just copy it again. And let's verify. Yeah, see, so password is not running here. So this is going to test my theory to see if it was actually this function that was logging us in early. It was basically we're getting logged in too early, like before we press the button to log in, which I should probably change that to log in instead of press me, but we can remember to do that in a minute. Okay, so I grab the password. All right, sweet. So it was this function that was automatically logging us in. So just by removing password, I think we've solved that issue. And now when I hit this, this button should call this init function, which should first save our device ID to async storage. So let's go to our application and go to local storage and see. Right now we don't have the device ID saved. When I hit this button, the device ID should be saved and we should get logged in, which, yep. All right, so the Notion's online. I just wanted to double check. So sweet. So we have our device ID, and now let me make this bigger so I can see. All right, so we can see we have our device ID now saved, and we are connected. So we're getting some random data since this isn't actually on my head, so we're not getting real data yet. But sweet. So I think that's going to be an easy fix. Then, so we have the data. So what should happen now is if I log out, no, that's not, if I refresh the page, what should happen is that it should check as soon as this component, which is our app component, mounts. It should check to see if we have device ID and async storage, and if it does, it'll set the device ID. When the device ID gets set, it should trigger this function, right, which should set in motion everything we need to stay logged in. So let's see if that is really the case. Let's refresh. Hey, all right, cool. So we saw like briefly a little flash of the login panel until everything actually ran, which is fine. And now we're still focused. So awesome. So that was actually like that was really easy. I ended the stream without having fixed that, and it was literally like a 5-minute fix. So that's really cool. So since we kind of fixed that issue, I'm going to go ahead and commit this before we move on. The next step is going to be figuring out how to display a notification. I'm just always used to doing a get status just to make sure of what's changed, even though we really only are editing one file here. So let's do get commit, and I'm going to do an AM flag. That means it's going to add, so it's a get add plus a commit with a message. And so whatever I put in this message will be our commit message. So I'm going to say for feature, and we're going to say let's see, login persists through page refresh. Okay, cool. So that's the new feature that we've added, and I'm going to do a get push. Since it's pretty much just me working on this project right now, I'm just pushing straight to master. It's still a test project. If this was really in production and there were more people working on it, I would probably set up different branches and then do a pull request, but I think that's a little bit of overkill for a side project right now. All right, so now that we have that set up, not only did we really want that set up, but also it's going to help us develop this a lot more quickly because we won't have to keep logging in, which is a little bit of a pain in the last 2 streams. So now we need to, I guess, we need to keep track of our focus, the number of our focus. So let's see how we're doing that right now. Yeah, so we have our focus here in our state. So since every time our focus changes, it changes state, we're going to be able to pretty much track that, right? And we can come down here and say, within this, let's go to our styles. Should we do styles? Yeah, I think that would be a good way to do it. Right now our background color, let me do this. I'm going to move my styles into my function because that's going to allow me to have access to the state, right? And then now for background color, we can make it determine based on the focus level. So let's say focus. If focus is less than, and let's say less than, I don't know, 0.3, then we want the background color to be, let's just say red for now. So that'll be easy to see. Otherwise, we want the background color to be white. Let's see if that works. There we go. So you can see every time the focus falls below 0.3, it's red. And then we go above it, it's white. Now, like as I said, right now I don't even have the headset on, so it's just kind of giving us like just random numbers because there's not real data coming in. I could try to put this on so we could get some real data. I don't know how well I'm going to be able to focus while I'm kind of working on, while I'm doing the stream and everything, but I'm going to try my best to make sure. Yeah. Okay. I might have to drop the focus level if I ever want to get out of the red here. Let's drop it down to a 0.2. And then that way we'll get, there we go. So, right now this is like a decent indicator. What I would really like though is maybe something a little bit, oops, it doesn't like that I was using styles before I declared it. So let's put this up here a little bit. I don't think I'm actually even using this loading. This is maybe left over from, yeah, I think that's left over. From the kind of boilerplate stuff I brought in at first. Alright, so, sweet. Now, what I'd like to do is have, I guess, some type of notification pop up and maybe have it like vibrate. Really, ultimately, it would be nice if the user could pick their choice of how to be alerted, like what type of alarm they would want. But you know, for now, this at least gives us some indication of our focus level that's very bright and obvious. But we would have to kind of be looking at our phone, so it's not really ideal, right? If you're trying to focus on something, then you don't really want to be looking at your phone, right? So we need some sort of notification that is going to get your attention, even if you're focused on something else. So I think some type of audible or like vibration would be best. Now we can't really do a vibration on, you know, on our web version of this, but we could at least put in some of the code for it and then test it out, right? Okay. So let's go into we're going to look either in the Expo documentation or React Native. So first I'm going to look at React Native and see if we have something for vibrate. Vibration, cool. So we do have an API for vibration. Sweet, vibration.vibrate. All right, cool. You can see that. We can also check and see what Expo has. I think it's expo.io. Yeah, I have the docs in here. Vibration. I just want to see if Expo has anything different, but it looks like they have the same docs here, so that's good. Occasionally, Expo will have like some extra things, extra components that make it a little bit easier to work with these device things. But for now, this is going to work. So let's just see if we can set it up so that we have this, vibration happen based on a state change. So first, let's pull in vibration from React Native. And it looks like we need to add something to our Android manifest.xml. So let's do that. Let's add this in. And this looks like a permission thing. So looks like we need to get permission to use the vibrate feature. Now I need to see if we even have... I don't know that we even have this because we haven't attempted to run this. Yeah, we've only done the web, so we may have to attempt to run this first. So let's see. I believe we can try to do an Android build if we just type A. Yep, there we go. Let's see what we have. It may not work. I don't have Android Studio installed, so I may have to get that installed and then try it on a different stream. Android error. No Android device found. Oh, okay. I need to connect my Android device, which I can do. Unless I left my cord. Did I leave my cord? I left my cord in my bag that's in the closet upstairs, so it's cool. I'm gonna drop into my Amazon Alexa device that's upstairs in my house and have one of my kids bring me my bag. And then we can connect my device up to the computer. So let's do a drop in. This is probably the most useful thing on Amazon. So let's... Hello? Hello? Can you hear me? Hey, is anybody up there? Hey, I need a favor. Can somebody go in the closet and get my backpack and bring it down to me, please? Hello? Hey, there you go. Can you go in my backpack and my closet and get my backpack and bring it down to me, please? All right, thank you. All right, cool. So when I get my cord to hook up my Android phone, I should be able to run this on my Android phone, and we should be able to test out the vibration on my phone, which would be pretty cool. I'll just hold it up to the camera, I guess, so you could see it running, which is not ideal, but I don't know that we can test the vibration
Hi, Daddy.
with the
Jenna's
simulator.
got it.
I said to come down with my backpack. You came down empty-handed. Oh, you just came to get my drone. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm looking in your backpack for what you have. Because if you had gum, I would have it.
I don't have any gum in here. I don't think I do.
Okay.
I just need the score. Actually, I do have gum. Here. Here's your reward. You can have my pack of gum.
Oh!
I'll shut the door on your way up, please.
I will.
Thanks. Okay, so I've got the cord, and I made sure I brought this. I normally use this when I'm at work, but I made sure to bring it home because I figured I might need it. This is like the longest normal USB to USB-C cord that I have. So I need to find a port for it. I don't know if it's like this for you all, but like all my USB ports are always taken up. I didn't realize this, but I actually have a USB-C port on that computer. That's awesome. I can connect it just through USB-C. So that's pretty sweet. So now I am connected, and let's try this again. I'm gonna run this. Yeah, sweet. We're running the application on the Pixel XL, and this should be, I might have to scan this barcode if I can find it. Let's go over here, see if I can find it here. So if I scan this barcode, I should be able to, to run this on the phone. I need to find my Expo app. And scan this QR code. It's running the last application that I built on here, not the new one. So I need to see why is it doing this? All right, usually if you shake the phone, you can come up with a screen. Like a screen will come up. But it's not working. There we go. Ah, no, that didn't work. All right, let me see. This is really weird. I wonder if I could do anything from here. So like, just you can see, it is, it's going to be really hard for you to see, but it's running an application right now, but this is the last application that I worked on in Expo. So it's definitely not what I want. Let's see. How? All right, I'm going to check my timer because I may be out of time for... Yeah, okay, so it's almost time for me to stop and go to the questions. But then also, I need to know... enable Rive reload. There we go. Get the developer menu. So I could just hit Command M, or do ADB shell input key event in my terminal window. Shake device vertically a bit. Yeah, my shaking of my device is just not not working. I could try to reload. Yeah, reloading is still coming up with the old one. Alright, it says I can run this. I've never tried this one before. I don't know where to. Let's see if I run it here. Nope. Oh yeah, so an Android device can run it here, but it's not. I might actually need to get the Android emulator going if I can't get it to work. All right. I'm going to take a little break, though, anyway, and answer some questions. So maybe I'll figure some way out. My subconscious will work on this problem while I'm reading questions. So I'm scrolling up as far as I can. Remember, I missed a few questions that got cut off from the chat at the beginning. So apologies if I missed your question. But let's see. So ND asks, this brain computer app, what is its function? The function of this particular app is to give me an alert, give the user an alert whenever their level of focus has dropped below a certain threshold. Noel Stock says, what technology is he using for the actual brain-computer interface? It is this device that I'm wearing. It is called the Notion headset by Neurosity. It's a brain computer. So inside here, there is actually a small computer, very similar to what you would have in your cell phone. It's an Internet of Things device, and it's really like very lightweight. And it just fits right on your head. It's adjustable, so it can fit a variety of different head sizes. So that's the device I'm using. If you want to know more about that, check out my YouTube channel. Links in the description. I do a demo video where I talk a lot more about the device in particular. You also, if you do a search for Neurosity, I'm trying to think what the website is. I got the website up. It's neurosity.co. neurosity.co, and you can sign up to, I believe right now you can pre-order the headset, but check out the site. You'll be able to see how you can maybe get the brain computer interface. Erud, sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name, says you are my favorite, I believe it's trying to say channel. Thank you. I appreciate that. And I assume you mean freeCodeCamp's channel, which has a lot more than just me on it. And so it's not like I'm just your favorite, but I appreciate it. freeCodeCamp does a lot of good stuff. Let's see a lot of you just saying hi. So hey, everybody. Let's see. Yusuf says the best channel with best lecturer. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, greetings from all over the world here. Looks like someone saying hi from Ghana, someone from Panama. Awesome. Leonard asks, where do you live? Do your kids also have school? So I actually live in Ohio, but I'm very close to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and that's where I work. I'm right on the border. And my kids, they don't have school. So they never have school on a Sunday, like a Saturday or Sunday, but they actually have school off because of the coronavirus. School has been canceled in the whole state of Ohio for the next 3 weeks. So they've actually shut down quite a few things. So there's a limit on I think like any gatherings above 100 people are now banned. I think they just said they're going to shut down all restaurants and bars, although they're allowing like drive-throughs and delivery and like takeout food. So there's a lot of restrictions now in Ohio, which is probably for the best, right? From what I understand, if we can try to do as much as we can as early as we can to stop the virus, then more people will be healthy. But yeah, we'll all be here together in the house for a long time. Let's see. Sergey says, "Are they your web team?" Yeah, not yet, but I'm training them. One day I'm going to train them up. I have a whole team of programmers. Valdarg says, "This seems like something that might be useful for not quite self-driving cars, considering the only deaths so far have been from people thinking the car was fully self-driving." Yeah, actually, what I'd like to do with this is run it as an Android Auto app so that it could remind the driver to stay focused. And so whenever the driver loses focus, it would give them some sort of notification that wouldn't be too distracting, but would remind them to like focus on driving. So that's going to be like one of the next steps after we get the basics of this app working. Is I really want to try to use it with Android Auto, and I'm because I have an Android phone, I can test it out with Android Auto. But ideally, I know there are other. So like Apple, I think has their version. I've never used it, but I think it could potentially help prevent accidents in cars if I can get it to work. Let's see. Leonard says, "Here in Germany, we have 3 weeks free of school due to coronavirus, plus 2 weeks Easter holiday, so 5 weeks no school." Okay, so yeah, I imagine there's probably quite a few people out there that are in a similar situation where school has been canceled, or you're working from home, or something like that. I hear that Italy is pretty much on lockdown. I don't know if anybody's from Italy watching the stream. Let us know how it is. At least from what I can get here, it's just online. So I prefer to try to get information from people who are actually there as opposed to like the news. I feel like it's kind of more authentic information and not filtered through whatever news source. But anyway, I'm gonna go. My timer went up for the chat, so I'm gonna go back, do a little bit of code, and then I'll come back to the chat in a little bit and see what's going on in the chat, answer some questions. Looks like who's from China. Somebody in here said that hello from China. Hey, how's it going? So we were just talking about the coronavirus. With being from China, like how is it there in terms of like, are you is it at this point, do you feel like it's pretty contained, or is there still a lot I guess that you can't do? It feels kind of like odd over here at this point. I think it'll get worse than it is now in the United States. In China, do you feel like it's going to get worse, or does it seem like it's getting better? Anyway, I'll wait. I may not see your message for a while because I'm going to go back to the chat, but I just kind of would love to get like a firsthand account of kind of what feeling you get about it. I realize China is a very big country, so different areas of China are going to have different effects from the virus, but it's still good to get somebody that's there, get kind of their account of it. But let's see. Let's go back to, all right, here. So I'm going to do, I'm going to completely quit at the Expo app and go back in and see if I can get the new app to load. And so let's scan this. Let me go in here. Okay. Unfortunately, it's still the old app. I am gonna try to do a little shake. Like this is supposed to work. I don't know why it's not working. Do I not have? I don't understand why it's not working. Okay. So unfortunately, I can't get the developer menu to load. So I may have to check out Android Studio. Like, I'm not going to try to do the install for Android Studio right now. So we may just have to... I could try to run this. I mean, I really don't think... Yeah, I didn't think that would work. Okay. And this, it looks like these directions are assuming that we're running on a Mac. So it may be that I just can't use these instructions for a Windows machine. Let me see. I'm just going to check the chat really quick to see if anybody put the... if anybody had any idea how I could get this to refresh. Looks like... Okay. Let's see. All right, so I guess we just do a quick Google search, right? Because if we can't test the features on a mobile device, then we're gonna be a little bit stuck here. So let me say Android. All right, we'll just open up a few of them. Open up your simulator. It says I can press Control M. Let's see about that. All right, looks like that is not working. I wonder if I can, if I change the mode. No, that doesn't really do anything. Oh, yeah, do we have some messages here? No, I don't think that works. Okay. The only thing I can think of, if I do a save, will that trigger? Looks like it's only triggering a web refresh. Okay. let me go back to here. All right, so Control M did not work. Development node enabled. I believe we do. But let's double check, make sure we have dev mode enabled. Yep, we did. Make sure I just double check. Yep, we turned off production mode, so it is dev mode. I just hit R to restart Metro Bundler just to see if that would do anything, which it did not. Okay. All right, let's try this one. This won't refresh. All right, let's see this one too. All right, I don't think that's gonna help. Sorry, I'm not reading this out loud. I'm trying to skim through first to see if these are even like close to what we're experiencing. This looks like Android Studio. So that's not what we want. Okay. Let's see. I'm gonna try to change something in here and see if saving it would do anything. So I guess probably the easiest thing to change would be some text. So let's add in an extra space. See if we get an update. Looks like nothing. I didn't see anything on the screen. You know, this is still updating. You know, we could try to do. I could try to just completely quit and then start it up again. See if we can get a difference with a total restart. And we can press A to run the Android emulator. Let's see what we have. See what other commands we have. So all right, current mode is development mode, which is good. That's what it needs to be. Let's do Shift R, because that should restart and clear the cache. Maybe that would help. So Shift R. Maybe this will help. All right. While that's running, I'm going to go to the chat and see what's going on in the chat here. Oh, cool. So Alex is in the chat, and he's one of the founders of Neurosity. That's the company that makes this headset. And he said that the gamma brain waves are what determines your focus. So the higher your gamma brain wave, the higher your focus. So that's pretty cool. William says, I'm learning Python. Are APIs the equivalent to modules? I think API is pretty standard no matter what the language is. So I'm not exactly sure in Python what module means, but I don't think it would be the equivalent of an API. If anybody is more knowledgeable about Python, though, please let us know. Mr. Owen said, "I love this." Awesome, thank you. JP Games says, "Is your job stressful?" I wouldn't really say my job is stressful. It right now, the project that I'm working on is still like in development. So we're not really, there's not a lot that's dependent on our project yet. That's going to change once we start like releasing to more locations. So it will get a little bit more stressful, but right now it's not too bad. Programming, I'd say in general, in itself is not stressful, but depending on what project you're working on and what's at stake with the project, it could be stress. Like there are external factors that could be stressful. All right, so this thing's still doing its thing, which is fine because it gives me time to catch up on the chat. SSDU asked if I could explain what I'm doing. Looks like somebody else answered in the chat though. So thank you for answering that. JP Games asked, "What's your favorite musical act or group?" I don't know if I could do a favorite. I like a lot of different kinds of music. I don't really know if I have like a favorite. Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to think about it. That's crazy that I never thought about that. Yeah, I don't know what my favorite would be. Mustafa asked if I stream about React.js. Yeah, I do streams with React.js. So right now I'm more focusing on React Native because that's what I work with more frequently. But I have done streams that are just normal React, and I'll probably end up doing some normal React stuff as well. Daniel says, "I'm from Brazil, but I have a cousin that lives in Ohio, around Avon." Oh, okay, that's awesome. Cool. Kevin's from California. Okay, Daniel says Avon Lake. Okay. I'm not really sure where Avon Lake is. To tell you the truth, I'm not originally from Ohio. I'm from West Virginia. So I don't, like, I've lived in... started to get a little bit of lag. I don't know if it's from this running or the internet is messed up. It looks like the stream is still okay. So let me know if there's anything wrong with the stream. I think we're good. But my mouse froze up for a minute there. Hey, progress. Salim is from Israel. Welcome. There's someone else from Cali too. Someone from Vancouver, Canada. That's great. I love when we have people from all over for these streams. Veildarg says, "How much have you researched about brain-computer interfaces?" I haven't done a ton of research myself. I'm interested in it, and I'll read articles when I see them. But I haven't. I wouldn't say that I'm an expert, at all. My main work is in, using JavaScript, mostly React, to build, apps. So I'm not really a brain-computer interface researcher, but I'm more of just kind of like I'm into it as a hobby. Yeah, like I see it as something that could be really awesome and helpful for a lot of people that, I'd like to do more with whenever I can. Kind of like just on the side. Bulat says, "My school is closed for a month. Gym is closed as well. Trying to learn React Native with Jesse." Awesome. Well, hopefully you learned something. That stinks. I know a lot of the gyms are closed. I like to go to the gym and work out. That's going to be kind of hard. I told my kids earlier that I'm going to start using them as weights and doing squats with them or something because I can't go to the gym. I don't know if all the gyms around where I am are closed yet or not. I don't know for sure, but probably not a great idea to go to the gym. Although there are some gyms that are open 24 hours a day, and I kind of wonder, like, if I went there like very, very early in the morning, could I get in and be like the only person in there? That might work. Let's see. Has there been any progress on this thing? I'm going to close out some of these screens here. I'm going to stop that and maybe try it again. Probably should do an update on this when I can. Alright, let's see. What was it? Shift. I think it was Shift R. Was that it? See if it goes any faster this time. We'll give it one more shot. If that doesn't work, then I don't know. Then maybe we'll take a break from trying to get the mobile version running on this stream and see if we could do something else. I kind of want to wrap up soon anyway, though. So I think I've hit my hour limit of what I wanted to do. So we did get a little bit accomplished today. Let's see. Veil Dark says you could try running it in the emulator first, then on the phone. I want to, but I don't have the Android emulator installed, and since I'm on a PC, I don't think I can run the iOS. I guess I could try, but I'm pretty sure I can't. Yeah, I need to have Xcode installed, which I'm almost positive you can't run Xcode on Windows. Hey, did it work that time? Nice. All right, let's give this one more shot. Let's reopen Expo. Oh, I think it's working. All right, clearing the cache. Always a good strategy. Let's see. Almost we're 99%. 99.4. Sweet. All right, check it out. If you can see this, that's our our red background. So I'm not focused right now, so I would need to actually log in on this device, which, oh my gosh, that's going to be a pain. Let's see. All right, so we have it on this device. Let's just test out the vibration feature just to see if we can get it working on a device now that we're actually hooked up. So what I want to do is we've imported Vibrate, and what I think I'll do is say like when we press this button. So the button right now runs init. So let's just use vibration dot vibrate, and then we could just do a pattern number. We can do a, what's the pattern? I'm gonna have to look again. I don't remember exactly what it was. Oh, there we go. Oh, I remember what got us to this anyway is we had we needed to put something in our Android file. Didn't we need to? But I don't think we have it. So this is our web package. And what was it? Our Android manifest.xml, which I don't think we even have. So let's see if we can get it to work without that. And okay, it looks like we can just put a duration in just as a number. And what is that? I'm assuming that's milliseconds, so we got like 10 seconds here. So I'm going to save that. Okay, cool. I think that worked. So I'm going to press it. Cool. I don't know if you can hear that, but the phone is vibrating. So our vibration works. Now, unfortunately, we got an error come up, which I think we got the error because we didn't actually fill in any of the fields. So that ad name. So we got some sort of error, but our vibration works. That's really cool. So we can get the device to vibrate. So now it's just a matter of getting the device to vibrate when the state dips below a certain amount. Right. So that's what we want to happen. Now, I'm assuming if we actually built something for Android, like to release on the App Store, then we would probably get that Android manifest file. Since we're running it through the Expo app, I think we don't have to bother with that right now. So we'll just have to remember this when we go to bundle this. I'd love to actually build this and put it on the App Store for anybody else who has this headset to be able to use. So that would be really cool. Also, YouTube Analytics is telling me the signal for my stream is not really good right now. So let me know if you can still see what's happening on the stream. Cool. All right, that's really cool. Now, what we need to do, though, is, let's see. We need to figure out how to set that off based on, let's see. Let's get rid of that console log. That keeps coming up in my console. So we don't want that. So right now, it's all based on the state. What we could do is say, maybe make a use effect. Let's make one down here. So let's use effect. Okay, so use effect is a React hook that will allow us to do something anytime a piece of data changes. And in this case, we're going to track that focus. Right, so anytime focus changes, we're going to do a check, and we're going to say, if focus, why does it keep doing this to me? If focus is greater than, whoops, I'm going to say less than, what do we say, 0.2. Yeah, I was going to do this as a ternary, but yeah, actually, we could do it as a ternary. We'll use an if statement. It's a little bit more clear. So focus is less than 0.2. Then we're going to do vibrate, or vibration dot vibrate, and we'll do 10 seconds. Else, we're going to do vibration dot cancel, and cancel looks like doesn't take anything as an argument, and it returns void. So what this will do is it'll automatically cancel the vibration when we regain focus. So right now we have nothing because I didn't log in, so it's just continuing to vibrate for 10 seconds. Right, so we got the vibration. So basically we know that works now, which is awesome. What we should do though probably is say maybe we want to wrap this entire thing in another if statement that says if we're actually logged in. So I guess if Notion, is that what we want, or do we want to say user? Probably user is better. So if we have a user, then we want to do this, right? So we don't want to do this when we're logged in. So let's save it and make sure. Okay, so we save that. Now we're not getting a vibration this time. That way, that's good. So we won't vibrate. Let's take out this vibrate on that button press. Okay, cool. And also, let's say color. For the background color, at least for the first screen, I don't know that I really want it to start out as red. I want it to be white. So we may need to switch that up as well, and maybe say if focus is less than 2, or where's my or at? Why can't I find this? Oh, or we have or we don't have user. There we go. Let's see if that fixes it. Or I should say, no, I don't want. If focus is and we have a user, that's what we need. All right, so if the focus is less than 0.2 and we have a user, which means like we're actually logged in, then we want it to be red. Cool. So that changes. So you can see now like the screen is white, so we're not logged in, and the screen stays white. So now only if you're logged in and the focus is less than 0.2, then it'll be red. That's cool. The red wasn't really a good look for the entire background to be red. Not that the the application is not like super good looking right now, but functionally this is basically a complete application at this point, which is pretty insane. So that it only took us three live streams to do this. So I have, let me look this up on my other screen. I outlined what I wanted for the basic MVP, meaning minimum viable product for this project. I made a little outline for myself, and I'm gonna bring it up on the other screen to make sure we've met all the requirements. So the requirements were an Android app that links to Notion and alerts when focus falls below a certain level. So that was it. Those are the base requirements. So at this point, if I could get this bundled for Android, then that will meet the MVP, and I think we can release that on the App Store. So I think on our next stream, I'd love to actually do the release to the App Store if I can. So what I'll need to do beforehand though is probably, do a little bit of research to make sure I have everything good on my end. I already have an account with the App Store, so I'm good there. So before the next time I stream, I'll do the research for that, and then maybe if you all think it would be good to do, I'll try to do like the build and release to the App Store on the next stream. So I don't know how long it takes to get approved to go in the App Store, but at least we can do the release there. And just a heads up, like the improvements that I have here in stages, where the step 2 would be release an iOS version of the app, which should be not that hard because the same version should work for iOS. The only thing I'll need to do is get an app developer account for iOS, and I may need to do that release on my Mac, that build and release, or do some testing on my Mac and not on my PC. The next step after that would be give users the ability to set the level of focus they want the alert to come in at, which that should be a pretty easy improvement to add. After that, I want to give options for the type of alert a user wants. So I'm thinking maybe, do you want vibration? Do you want the color to change? Do you want maybe some sort of sound? After that, make it available for Android Auto. Okay, and that's kind of cool. I think that will actually be very useful to people in maybe preventing accidents. But I've never done anything with Android Auto before in terms of developing, so we'll see how that goes. After that, I want to release the web app version, which that's not going to be hard. Like, we already have it running as a web app, so I could maybe move that up and do that a little bit sooner. Yeah, so I could probably change the order on that because that's not going to be very difficult, especially with how Expo lets you run it as a web app and get that all up and running. I could probably just release it at like GitHub Pages maybe, and have that working. And then the last step I had was see if we can make it into an Alexa app, which that's a big step, right? So that'll be totally different code. But I thought that might be kind of cool if you could do an Alexa app that you could just have that running and connect up. So that's my kind of my game plan and my goals for the focus. It's been a long time since I've done an Alexa app, so a lot has probably changed since then. I may have to do a little research on that before we do it. But anyway, that's cool. I definitely want to get Android Studio running so I can demo this in the Android emulator so you all can see. I know it's just super hard to see it. I wonder if I think the light's messing it up. If it's easy, I think that actually makes it harder. But like, here's the app running on my phone. I know it's very hard to see. So like, just so you can see, it actually is running. I just need to log in. The password and device ID are super long, so that's why I didn't try to log in yet. But I am making an assumption that actually works on the device. I'm assuming it does at this point. But all right, cool. So I'm gonna take the device off, and I'm gonna turn my device off for now. I'm gonna finish answering some questions and then finish up. I gotta help get the kids to bed. They're probably waiting on me, so I don't know if I'll be able to answer all the questions, but I'll do my best. And actually, let's make this. Let's send what we have up to GitHub so you all can check out the code if you want. So we're gonna do a git add, give it the AM flag, and feature. Let's see, what did we add? Vibrate on mobile, OBILE when focus falls below 0.2. Sweet. Oh, did I mess it up? What did I do? Oh, I did a git add. It needs to be git commit. There we go. Okay. Hit push. Sweet. All right, so that code should be on GitHub now. The link to the GitHub repo is in the description, so you can check out that code if you want. I saw a few you already. It looked like you checked it out and like forked it and started and stuff. So definitely feel free to open any issues or anything with that code or a pull request if you see something that's like that you would like to contribute or some obvious problem with the code. Definitely, I'm always open to new suggestions and open to collaborate on things. All right, I'm gonna try to find where I left off in the chat. All right, so Ty Cordy says, what's the interface between your brain and the device? How do you control it? It's I'm assuming you're talking about this Notion headset. For now, for what we're doing, it just tracks the gamma waves that your brain is putting off, and that tells you your level of focus. There's a lot of other cool stuff we can do with it, which we will do. I hope to make other apps that will allow you to think of doing an action and then make things happen in the app or on other Internet of Things devices. So I hope to make that happen. This is kind of my first idea for an app. If I can get this working, I'm going to move on to more challenging things, maybe some more fun stuff. Let's see. Okay, Beverly says, we had a question earlier about a Python question about whether an API and a module were like Python modules. Beverly says that modules in Python are more equivalent to libraries. So that's what I thought, but I wasn't, obviously I don't have enough experience with Python to really say for sure, so I didn't want to say anything. But yeah, that's so... In Python lingo, I guess modules are what we would call libraries in JavaScript. Okay, Ty Cordy is like, I would like to learn more about your project, like papers, etc. I would like to make a thesis on brain-computer interfaces. Could you help? Okay, I would check out the Neurosity website. It's neurosity. Let me put the link in the chat. It's neurosity.co. And see if you can get like the contact info or Twitter or something. I'm putting that in the chat right now. Contact the people at Neurosity and see if they have any more data for you, because they're the ones that are really working on the brain-computer interface side of things and will have way more knowledge than I will about it. They might be able to help you out with more of the technical info. Ruben says React Native or Flutter. We had a question like this on the last stream. I have not used Flutter, so I don't think I can give a good answer to that question. Okay, so I use React Native. It works for what I do, but maybe for other teams with different skill sets, maybe Flutter would be the better choice. I'm just not sure. Wow, we got everybody's kind of calling out where they're from. So we got Baltimore, Cali, Indianapolis, Hungary. We were talking about gyms earlier, and Mr. Coldwater Canyon says gyms aren't all that sanitary. Yeah, I imagine they're not. You got a bunch of people sweating and stuff on the machines, so... Yeah, probably not the best place to be, during a virus outbreak. Valdarg says, how do you narrow down what you're meant to be focusing on? Just focus in general seems a bit vague to be useful. Yeah, like I said, I'm not sure what the science is in terms of how the brain operates, but Alex, who was one of the creators of the Neurosity Notion headset, said the gamma waves are an indicator of the level of focus your brain has. So I don't know that it's a specific focus, like you could tell exactly what you were focusing on, but it's more a general level of focus. So yeah, I mean, I'd love to see when, get this up and running and really test it out on a variety of different things that I'm doing and see, how it works, if it is specific enough to be useful, or not. And someone says, I need to learn this. I'm using Cordova to build web apps and run them on Android. Yeah, I messed around with Cordova a little bit back in the day. I do find React Native to be a bit easier, but I do use React a lot, so it is easier for me. If you didn't know that much about React, then Cordova might be a little easier to go. But in general, I think, like, I haven't used any of the newer versions of Cordova, but in general, I believe that React Native is kind of a better way to go for most use cases. Let's see. Veldorg says, okay, this is a good point. Basically, the point is, if you're driving and you're trying to measure focus, so you should be driving on the road, what if you have a lot of focus on something else instead of driving? The app would still, would the app still register that as focus and not warn you? I don't know. I really need to test that. So a lot of this stuff I kind of wondered about as well. Like, will this really provide a good thing in terms of focus? So in terms of like measuring what you really want to focus on. So I just need to test it out and see how useful it is. The question, what should this app do after it is finished? It should warn you whenever your levels of focus have dropped below a certain threshold. Let's see. Scott says VS Code update available. I know there's an update available. I usually stay updated, like every time it comes up, but the last 2 days, I've opened up VS Code right before the live stream, and I didn't want to do the update then because I needed to stream, so I just put it off till later. We got hi from Australia, hi from India. Awesome. Carlos says, is there any way to develop Django web applications with a 32-bit architecture system? I have no idea. I've never done anything with Django, so I don't know. If anybody knows anything about Django, please let us know in the chat. It says, hello from Bangladesh. Awesome. Welcome. Kevin has said hello from so many different places in the chat. I'm not sure where Kevin is really from at this point. Greetings from Poland. How's it going? All right. Cool. Carlos says hi from Venezuela. Awesome. Hey, I'm going to wrap this up. So I've gone over by 30 minutes what I wanted to go over. So I definitely got to help the kids get ready for bed at this point. Thank you all so much for watching. I'm really excited. We pretty much we have this working. The next step is just to build it and release it to the App Store. probably want to make it look a little bit nicer first. The UI is not not great at this point, so maybe we'll work on that as well for the next stream. But it was a good stream. A lot of troubleshooting. Just remember, if your Metro bundler is not working correctly, try clearing the cache, and that should work. That worked for us, and it's worked for me in the past as well. Now that I think about it, that's always a good thing to try. So I don't know when I'll stream again. Tomorrow will be a little bit busier. I'll be back to work, but I want to try to, at the very least, maybe stream, at the latest some point, next weekend. Hopefully I can get a stream in there before then, though, because I'm getting really excited because we're really close to actually launching this app, which that'll be fun. It would be my first app that I've actually decided to put on the App Store. I usually never get to that point. I just build something and play with it a little bit and then just don't do anything with it. So, anyway, everybody be safe out there. Don't take any unnecessary risks, try to help each other out. I know, some, depending on where you're from, things are pretty rough right now. But thanks for joining me, and stay safe. I know a lot of people are at home, so I'm going to do my best to try to stream a little bit more, and maybe it'll make things a little bit easier for everybody that's stuck at home. But until next time, have a great rest of your weekend. Have a great week, and I'll see you later.